What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Monday Night Raw Day 1 edition of Monday Night Raw review. Of my Monday Night Raw review. I'm guessing this, according to backstage rumors, this is going to be like a thing going forward. That is not 100% confirmed, but they've been doing it with NXT where they bring back old school WCW and WWE or yesteryear. I won't even say old school. Sometimes it's just yesteryear's pay per views that they don't use anymore for NXT. Now they're doing it for the main roster. Because this one, which is ironic because I don't know if you guys, if some of you younger fans might not know, but Day 1 is the replacement for what SmackDown, the special SmackDown is going to be. Because the usual pay-per-view for January, for January will be New Year's Revolution, which is SmackDown this Friday is going to be called. It's going to be called SmackDown New Year's Revolution. And they replaced that with Day 1. So it's funny that both SmackDown and Raw are gonna have the replacement show and the old school show as a little PLE. But they kicked off the Monday Night Raw Day 1 edition with Michael Cole and Wade Barrett in ring. And if you've been following backstage rumors and reports, there was reports that for now on going forward that there will be only a 2-man announcing team. Michael Cole is exclusive to Raw with Wade Barrett, and SmackDown will now only be Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. I find it funny though that I guess TKO wanted Michael Cole to be the face commentary, but now they just got him doing Raw. I just find it funny, like they went from that stance all of a sudden now it's going to be a 2-man commentary team. But I digress. They announced Michael Cole and them just ran down what's going to happen for tonight. And to kick it off, they started off with Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. And this match did not disappoint, guys. This match was great. I was about to say good, but no, it was good. It started off good. But by the time it was the end of the match, this was a great match. They did make it feel like it's a PLE, or that's what they call it, PLE, or pay-per-view. They made it feel like it was a pay-per-view because both Nia Jax and Becky Lynch got this pay-per-view like promo before to hype up the match. But once the match got started, it was good. It was good. The kickouts, the reversals. And they kicked out with some stuff that would normally put somebody else down for the 3 count. Becky Lynch just kept on fighting. It was like this. They did do good with the big woman versus the smaller woman versus the big woman, I should say. But in the end, Becky Lynch looked like she was coming off the top rope with a leg drop, but she would get caught by her hook from Nia Jax. That punch, that infamous punch that they've been talking about, and then she would hit Becky with an annihilator to win. Now, this is to say, I was surprised that Nia Jax won. Because I had Becky do all this when this started between the two. Once they had their match, I always thought Becky was going to go over Nia. And I even had her winning. I thought when I was doing this review, I was going to tell you that Becky Lynch won. To see that they actually put Nia over Becky, I was like, that was actually a surprise. That made it even better because I'm like, now it actually does kind of give this feud an extender, and it kind of put a new wrinkle on the dimension now of Becky Lynch. Like, how is she going to take this loss? Is this going to affect her mentally? Now, is she going to start thinking that she really isn't anything without Nia Jax? Who knows? But I'm all for it. If they continue to book it this way, I'm all for I'm all for seeing them continue. Um, we got Cody Rhodes coming out next, basically calling out Shinsuke Nakamura, saying that he wants to end this of their story right here tonight, and Shinsuke Nakamura over video package. After I need to mention they also recapped the Nightmare Before Christmas segment from 2 weeks ago, I think that was. But yeah, they recapped that, and then Shinsuke came over the screen and basically accepted Cody Rhodes' challenge, but not for tonight, which would later on be revealed that it would take place on next week's Monday Night Raw. We would get Jey Uso and Kofi Kingston versus Imperium next, which started off good, but came to a quick end because apparently in a spot where Giovanni was jumping off the rope, like he was trying to do like a splash or whatever, and it was supposed to be like a reversal where he come off the rope, but Kofi Kingston will reverse the move into a drop kick, but I don't know if the kick, because it happened so fast, I don't know if Kofi Kingston's drop kick caught Giovanni in the face, or if the spot went off as planned, but because of the drop kick connected more than it should, it made Giovanni's head hit the mat so hard that it gave him a whiplash and a minor concussion. Or a major concussion. I don't know. But given what happened, I'd say I thought it might have been minor. That's just my personal opinion. But either way, you could tell Giovanni was hurt because he, unlike Kofi, who probably was doing his bit for the match, Giovanni was actually on the ground, not like unconscious, but he was moving, but you could tell he wasn't trying to get up too fast because he was generally hurt. So the referee pulled Kofi away. The medics came in and looked over Giovanni. They called for the X, saying that he was legit injured. I think he actually had enough wherewithal to like tag Ludwig Kaiser in as he rolled out the ring for them to continue checking on him. But once they tagged him in, the referee just called. They told him from backstage just stop the match because he's hurt. So so Jey Uso and Kofi won via stoppage. Here's hoping that Giovanni gets better real quick, and that he don't have to stay out too long, so we can continue to see this whole thing they got going on with Gunther. We would get the Miz TV segment promo next, where Miz apparently it was a Miz TV version, Miz TV Day 1 special, where he would have the Judgment Day as his guest, and when he introduced them, it ended up just being R-Truth, who came out to explain. I guess Miz asked him like, what is his duties within Judgment Day. He just explained it was like a PR type thing where he's trying to, because nobody likes the Judgment Day, so he's basically taking on all these different roles to try to make people like the Judgment Day. This will bring out Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, who will reaffirm and remind R-Truth that he's not a part of Judgment Day. They would kind of insult The Miz, which ended up making The Miz challenge both of them to a tag team match with him and R-Truth. This would bring out more comedic undertone from R-Truth, where he was like, I can't team with you, I'm part of the Judgment Day. But, they keep telling him he's not a part of it. But he told JD he's also not a part of Judgment. He's not a part of Judgment Day. I am, but you're not. Reminding him that he won the match. But then he was like, he said in his mind, he thought it was a test with Dominic Mysterio. So he's like, oh, I get it. This is one of those strange bedfellow matches. So he said, fine, I'll team with The Miz versus you two, Dominic. And then he went, I'm like, R-Truth, you're a national treasure, man. That I generally laughed at that segment because it was actually funny, man. I actually enjoyed it. But it will bring us our next match on the night, as I said before. Which is The Miz and R-Truth which is the reformation of the Awesome Truth versus J.D. McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. It was a fun match, man. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed myself. It was a fun match just because of the fact that R-Truth is so good at being a comic relief is that at times he tried to be in the Judgment Day corner and try to get the tag for like Dominic, but they had to remind him that he can't tag Dominic because they're on the opposite side. So then he kept trying to like play both sides, and then they were like, then you saw JD and Dominic like, all right, fine, okay. If you're a part of the Judgment Day, hit the Miz. JD had grabbed the Miz and was holding the Miz. So R-Truth could hit him. R-Truth was like, I'm sorry, Miz, like you cool, dog, but I gotta do it. He was rubbing off his hand. When he went for the strike, the Miz would move out the way and JD would get hit. JD would then try to get in the R-Truth's face, but then he gonna push R-Truth into the Miz, who hit the Miz with Stone Crusher. Who hit JD with Stone Crusher finale, and they're your winners. It was a fun match, man. I enjoyed it. It might not have been. I admit it probably wasn't. It's probably not gonna be everybody's highlight. Even when I was watching, I'm like, it's probably not gonna be good to most people, and I can see why. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fun. Let's see. We got Rhea Ripley versus Ivy Niles for the Women's World Championship. I also want to point out that I forgot, I didn't write it down, but at some point, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter had a promo hyping up them being champions, where they was partying in the club. They were getting interrupted by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, who had challenged them, and then somehow Nick Aldis got involved in this, and they accepted the challenge. They accepted it, and they will be defending the titles next week on Monday Night Raw. But back to the point at hand, this was a good match between Ivy Niles and Rhea Ripley. It started off a little shaky, a little bit of botches there, but at the beginning of the day, when it picked up though, man, me along with the crowd, we got very much into this match. Okay, it was very good, and both Ivy Niles really looked good in this match, and that's what I liked the most about it. Other than not just the pinfalls and the near falls, and even they started to make you believe that Ivy could pull this off. Maybe not tonight, but eventually. I was like, okay, yeah, I really enjoy this. I really am enjoying this match. So, in the end, a knee, a headbutt, and the riptide later, Rhea Ripley would win. But like I said, I enjoyed the fact that this wasn't like a complete domination of Rhea Ripley with a little bit of offense and then Rhea Ripley wins. This was a mutual back and forth where Ivy. The only thing I didn't get was is Ivy supposed to be like a powerhouse? I didn't catch her much in NXT, so because I rarely watch NXT, but it felt like at the way she's built, she's supposed to be like a powerhouse, but she also acts like a high flyer too. I don't know, but nonetheless, I'm glad. I want to see more Ivy and what her future holds. We would get like the whole tease that Triple H was putting out that a returning WWE superstar would be coming back, and it turned out to be Jinder Mahal. Who basically come out and runs down like America for making him feel disgusted, and that he would be the one to unite America, and he would have saw America. I think he even said, "I pledge allegiance to the flag" in Punjabi, and got the fans to boo him. And he revealed to them that all he said in Punjabi was the national anthem, and he said that's how low we are. He continued to insult us, and that was it. So then we got but he got interrupted by the real returning WWE champ, Even though he is I hate how they play Jinder like that, because he really is a former WWE champion. The real returning champ, the one that was really teased, was The Rock. The Rock came back and basically ran down Jinder for talking about America and the people, and that he basically he sung the national anthem, but in his own version, and basically he ended it with that I'm gonna kick your ass, and they began to fight with The Rock getting the upper hand, hitting a spine buster in the people's elbow. And then he's talked to end the segment. He talked about that he was hungry and that he wanted to go out to eat in San Diego. And mentions where should he eat? Should he go when he go out to eat? Should he go sit at the bar? Should he go sit? Should he go sit somewhere else? I can't remember what that second place was. But then he was like, or should he go sit at the head of the table? And when he said that, I'm like, I mean, I knew it was coming, but I'm like, I like how he was doing it, how he was building it up. The crowd ate it up, they cheered, and he said, thank you, San Diego, and I thought so. And then you did his usual outro with if you smell what The Rock is cooking to end the segment. I want to say this before I move on, is that people, according to backstage rumors, and people are all over, anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that's talking about it, is concerned that this is going to take place at WrestleMania and Cody Rhodes not going to get able to finish the story. According to backstage rumors, as of right now, it's going to happen at an Elimination Chamber in Australia. The Rock versus Roman Reigns, and then at WrestleMania it still would be Cody versus Roman Reigns, with Cody winning. At least that's what the backstage rumor says. We got a quick little match with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Tegan Nox and Natalya, which was okay. I just need them to have more time to cook so that the crowd could get behind them. But otherwise, this was a pretty good match with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark winning and putting themselves next in line after Piper Niven and them for a possible future Women's Tag Team Championship match. And then we got the main event, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, which was a pretty good match. It was just as this was. I said pretty good, but this was just as good as the beginning match with Nia Jax and Becky Lynch. The near falls, the little nuances that maybe Drew could have taken from Seth Rollins, and you already thought because their contracts are expiring soon, so maybe they might try to keep Drew within the company by putting the championship on Drew, making him want to re-sign. But it was a pretty good match with the near fall stuff. But then in the middle of it, Damian Priest would come out with the briefcase to try to cash it in, but he would get stopped. While Dominic was going to the other referee, it was two referees. The referee that was in the ring got distracted by Dominic going talking to the referee that was outside the ring about the cash in. Damian Priest would strike Seth Rollins with the case. Then go try to confirm that he wanted to go cash it in, only to get Claymore by Drew McIntyre, who then get back in the ring and Claymore Seth Rollins off of Damian Priest, hitting him with the briefcase. And he had the match won. We would have had a new world champion if Drew didn't watch out where he was pinning Seth. When he went to go for the pin, he accidentally pulled Seth's legs. They tried to make it seem like it might have been Seth who did it, but it was really because Drew pulled, when he went for the pin, he pulled his legs on top of the ropes, and the referee kind of too, but seen it and stopped, and stopped right before hitting the 3 to confirm that, rope break. But he would get pedigreed on the table and a stomp later, and boom goes the Dynamite. Seth Rollins is still your champion. I like this ending because it still keeps Drew within the title picture and give him something important to do without making him look bad, because was a controversial type of way to end the match. But that's all I got. I'm going to give. I forgot. I just remembered. The other thing is to go with that Miz and R-Truth segment is that if you go on WWE's YouTube page or I'm pretty sure anything they post any social media that they post videos on, there's also extended footage of Truth having some comedic backstage segments with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Adam Pearce. That I guess there was earlier in the night type stuff. But yeah, I'm going to give Monday Night Raw I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this. I didn't really have none of these matches was bad. None of the promos was bad. I mean, like I said, the only thing I could see was that I know the Miz and R2 stuff was going to be seen as probably as the weak link of the stuff, but it was kind of fun. The Rock and General Hall segment did kind of run a little bit too long, but it was not like I didn't enjoy it. What saved it was The Rock coming back. But you let me know in the comments. Oh, and those segments where I was talking about with R-Truth, it was more character breaking because he broke the Miz several times in this in that segment, and then in those YouTube videos he also breaks Damian Priest and Adam Pearce. But if you enjoyed, let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoy my review video, you know what to do. You hit this button right here for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, you know what to do, guys. Hit those buttons because we are growing slowly but surely. And welcome the new tribe members or member. I think I just got tribe members. And as always, hit one of these videos for more of my amazing contents. But yeah, don't go anywhere. Got more gameplay. Finishing up Resident Evil, and then we'll be also starting Mortal Kombat. Peace.